What's going on, guys? My name is Tefsy Teft, and welcome to this will be the first episode of me inviting people onto the Nightfall. So it's no longer going to be a solo Nightfall anymore. And look who I got here, old Sir Wallen. Sir Wallen's the very first guest.
Thanks, man. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come on and you to carry me on this experience.
No problem. No problem at all. I try my best. My carrying service extends far. So
it's good. You know, back in the day, it used to be like 1,600 Microsoft points to get carried. So I'm glad it's, just an interview now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good. It's good that you'll be here to witness me crushing Omnigul. Or I might die. You could res me. I'll throw more rockets, and then you could res yourself upon dying. Does this sound good?
I'm not one generally for strategy. I kind of just run in there, throw grenades. So
that sounds good to me.
We did play PvP together in that one Trials run together.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some. It was the usual tryhard suspects that we saw.
Generally you don't see that too much. Like when I play with my team, we generally don't run into it as much. So yeah, I don't know if we're just lucky.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if we just had a bad string of tryhard teams that time.
I mean, it's possible. There's always that debate that I don't know if you saw the stats that came out for last Trials of Osiris.
No, I didn't.
But it was like it was a Google spreadsheet that showed which weapons were used, wins and losses. And the Thorn was like 50% wins, and then the Thorn was 50% on losses too. It was crazy,
really?
Man.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, is that because so many people were using it?
I think so. I think it's because it's like a mainstream weapon.
Yeah, like it's so ubiquitous that it would be 50% win and loss at that point.
I don't know. I was kind of caught off guard a little bit.
Because I mean, it's like crazy how much that weapon is used. Also with the last word as well.
Yeah, last word was up there, and then I think the next weapon was like some shotgun. I think it was like Fellwinter. It was Fellwinter, and then it was something else too.
Yeah,
I think it was like Matador.
So
it was a really interesting read.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of Matadors, a lot of Fellwinters, a lot of Party Crashers.
Right. I'm kind of like I'm not really mad about it anymore.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten over being salty.
I mean, it is what it is. It's all good.
Yeah, it's PvP. People are going to use what they want to use.
Exactly. Yeah.
They paid their 60.
What did you think of the Cauldron?
So I'm kind of a Cauldron hater, if that's the best way to say it. Like I don't like close range maps in Destiny.
Yeah.
So I struggle pretty hardcore with them.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do respect the fact that I'm not the only demographic in PvP. So
sure. Yeah.
Bunch's got to cater to everybody.
I mean, I enjoy shotguns from time to time. I've definitely limited myself on the shotgunning, but I did not enjoy the Cauldron after a while. I thought I was going to enjoy it actually initially, and then I just found myself not liking it after a while.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's not a map for everybody. I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? It's like Pantheon. It's not a map for everybody. Or First Light or Bastion. These maps are not for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It almost feels like the Burning Shrine broke us. Yeah. It's such a great map to start out, and now I want every map to feel that good. And it just doesn't now.
Well, I'm right there with you, man. I think it'll be interesting to see the new maps coming out with Taken King. Like I saw a bit of it, right, with the vid doc and
I mean the vid doc.
The trailer.
That thing looks amazing, right?
Yeah, vid doc was fantastic. They did a good job with it.
Yeah. They did a really good job. Yeah.
And I think that's like a trailer's a good way to release information on E3, and that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
But a vid doc gives you a little bit more explanation and sort of the mind of what Bungie's going through.
Well, and also just more details in general.
True.
You saw like patrols in there. Oh, I'm getting swarmed by the.
Are you? Oh, God.
By the thralls.
Oh
no, I'm gonna die. Oh
no. That's my bad. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll let that one pass.
You can take that one out of the fee. You know what I mean?
Out of the decharging Grimoire.
The Grimoire fee. Yeah. You know what's really sad for me is that I pride myself on being some big lore guy, right? Which obviously is not the case, but
well, no, I'd say you're of the top, the top echelon.
Some people that I play with, specifically one of my very close friends, has more Grimoire score than me. And every day I hear about that. Yeah. every single day I hear.
Every waking day.
Wally, how do I have 400 more points than you, dude? And I'm like, oh, you're probably a hacker. Got the Game Shark in or something.
Game Shark the Grimoire. That's amazing.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I don't know if I haven't listened to podcasts recently, but have you guys talked about the sort of the cheating going on inside Trials of Osiris?
So I believe I was gone that week when they talked about it. So I did not get a chance to really, dig into it. But obviously the cheating is lame. It's like, why play a game just to cheat? It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, people want to play for that gear. They want that.
And the gear is cool. I mean, having having RNG on the flavor of the type of weapon that drops for a primary, that's really cool. That's the first thing that happened, or the first time that's happened in Destiny.
It's the first time content has been locked behind, PvP.
That's true, yeah.
It's only primary. It's only primary.
God, that's two.
Oh god, it's okay. I got you. I think
that's two.
I think it's this guy up here. Oh, he just dropped down.
Yeah, he just. I was turning around to shoot him, and then I died.
What's up? Because like raid gear, right? Everybody, I would say, almost everybody has an opportunity to get raid gear at some point when they play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But PvP is a lot different because not everyone has that opportunity to get that gear.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, what do you, from a Bungie perspective, I understand what they're doing and I appreciate it. But at the same time, if I wasn't as PvP tryhardy as I am now, I wouldn't be okay with it. You know, I'd straight up be kind of salty. So,
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, on one end, there's a whole section of PvP people that don't like to play the raids, or don't like to play the raids as much as, say, a lot of the PvE community likes to play it.
Right.
And they get a little salty over the fact that they're not getting any kind of rewards, but they invest a whole lot of time into PvP. So I totally get where it came from and why they put it in there, and whether or not it's smart that they lock all these adept weapons behind the doors. I don't know. I mean, I guess in one end, they're not the end all be all. That's for sure.
That's true.
The weapons are great. Don't get me wrong, but the jewel is not going to replace my arc damage Fatebringer.
True. Yeah. No. And I think it's just it's one of those things where you as a player have to sort of weigh, what do you really want, because not all the PvP players are going to get that PvE content either.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that, my personal opinion, it's harder to get PvP content than it is to get PvE stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a much larger wall in front of it right there, of a skill cap that you have to be able to obtain, especially after the first week. The first week there seemed to be, everybody was interested in trials, and then the next week I only got to play a little bit, but I definitely noticed a little bit of increase in difficulty. Then the third week it seemed a lot more dramatic, maybe because it was the map. I don't know, but the the number of times that you went 4-4 on a game was significantly higher than the first week.
Right.
Just because the teams were much more sweaty.
we had a game the other day. I played on the Warlock only this week just to get the helmet. We stopped after 5 wins.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Played on my Hunter. We went to 9, and that's it. And then I talked to my team, do you guys really want to play more? And they're like, no, I don't want to play anymore. So it's
do they not enjoy it?
It's just, I don't know if it's a mix between they don't enjoy it, burnout,
Sure, yeah.
It's hard to really say what the issue really is.
Right, yeah.
So
that's interesting.
I mean,
I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, and I think that's the best way to look at it.
What do you think of the new modes that Taken King's going to bring?
So talking Rift, and then there's
their version of Capture the Flag.
Yeah, Capture Flag. They have Capture the Flag, basically.
Mayhem and Rift.
Mayhem. Yeah. Mayhem's fun, looks fun. Probably would get. It depends on what kind of player you want to be. If you want to just go in, have fun, have a blast.
Doesn't it look a little bit like Big Team Battle?
does look a little bit like Big T Battle.
I mean, that's kind of cool, right?
It is cool, definitely. I love Big T Battle back in the Halo 2 days, even Halo 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. So
vehicles and all that stuff.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, just more mayhem, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they called it right. They call it mayhem.
Yeah, you know? I mean,
and they're bringing in man cannons again. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I'm totally excited about that.
That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely looking forward to the awesome content that it brings. You know, because they're bringing out a lot. They're doing new patrols, new missions, new strikes, everything. Yep. So it's not like it's just the standard fanfare of DLC where you get one new strike, give or take, depending on what console you play on, and then a couple new weapons and a new raid or prison elders or whatever it is. So
yeah. I mean, it's going to be either way. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of new content, and then the raid. It seems like the raid is going to be on that dreadnought or whatever.
Dreadnought ship. Right? Yeah. Yep.
And did you see that there was an image on there that you could do patrols on the dreadnought? Yeah.
So it's probably like its own area, and then it has like a raid area either with it or behind it or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. That's really cool. I'm excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
I mean, I would love to get more options and more areas to go to.
Right.
Because obviously, you know, more content's more content. But, you know, if that's the only one, I don't know.
I think they're unlocking, like, Phobos is going to be a place to go to.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So Mars's moon and the Dreadnought. I did see something that looked like maybe a bit of a snow map. So,
really?
Yeah,
do you think it was
I could be looking at that wrong. It could be PvP.
PvP,
yeah, so it could be a PvP map.
Yeah, yep.
Or a strike or something. Like a strike could be on one of Jupiter's moons or something.
Right, yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, new aesthetic areas are fine. I mean, we are shelling out $40, $80 if you're gonna
get the collector.
And I like have to. You know what I mean? Like, I feel almost obligated to pick that up.
You feel obligated?
Yeah, like
I just want it.
I want the cool little, you know, Cade 6 booklet so that if it does come up in more videos, I have more stuff to cover.
Oh, absolutely, right?
So it's you know, it's very difficult.
It'd be awesome.
But you know, like I made a comment about this earlier, the console exclusivity stuff. Like I know some people are kind of upset about that. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know? I do own both consoles. I don't play on the PS4. I know you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I have high-level characters. I basically have 6 characters.
Right.
And you know, I just think it's stupid. It's stupid to lock content like strikes. Okay, here's my thought on it. If it's just weapons and armor, I could care less about it because, you know, they're not necessarily going to be the best weapons in the game. Like, they're not going to make the only weapon that you can do this one thing be an exclusive console lockout, you know?
True, right.
But when it comes to strikes and PvP maps, I don't know, those just feel like they're a legitimate time that you don't get to spend on those maps, you know?
Right.
As you play the game.
Well, that's the biggest thing for me is, like, you know, as the comment I made in my video when I did it, and I tried to argue again, like I try to argue everything from like the moderate position, not because I don't want to piss people off or come off as like a zealot or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I said that, you know, as a YouTuber, right, if I look at it from a business perspective, I, as an Xbox YouTuber exclusively, like I miss content that PS4 YouTubers can cover.
That's true, yeah.
You know, and even if it is little content, it's still technically content. So I'm kind of locked out of that unless I want to go level up a PS4 character.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've actually not thought of it that way.
So,
but you're absolutely right.
But again, man, you know, I only use that point for argument's sake. I do not look at it like a business.
Right.
So, you know, but I assume other people do. You know, some of the bigger YouTubers out there definitely do. I mean,
right, yeah.
So it's hard to say.
But it really does come down to like the people that spend the most time in your game. If you're Bungie or Activision, and the people that spend the most time in your game on the other platform like Xbox One are clearly getting shafted, even though there's other people that. Sorry, I'm going Blade Dancer in here. Second.
Do your dance. No, you're good.
No. Okay, I'm back. It's just I don't know, it's weird. I totally get it from a business standpoint of Activision and them making deals that Sony's paying more money and all that. But ultimately, it affects the end consumer, which is really too bad.
It does. And the biggest thing is, like, you know, the great thing about the press conferences at E3 is you see what the two companies, like, Nintendo too is sort of in there, but
yeah,
if you're kind of a hardcore gamer, Nintendo really doesn't cater to you in a way.
No, yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah,
it's definitely different. But I thought both press conferences were fantastic. As an Xbox owner, I will say that Sony did work.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Especially the Call of Duty steal.
I know
that's a good play.
That's huge. Yeah, I was like,
play.
Wow, they took Call of Duty.
Yeah,
so for however long, it's undefined at this point how long they're gonna have it.
The Microsoft fanboy in me wants to be like really salty, but the business side of me is just, I respect that completely. That is just a good play, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really, really hard to like kind of go against and be like, hey man, they're a company, they're a legitimate company. That's the best way to look at it. They're doing their job.
Yep.
Can't be mad.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Does suck though.
It does suck. But year long. I'll play it in a year. I'll let you know how it is in a year, Teppy. Okay. So
yeah, I got 6 characters, man. I'm with you on it.
So, but
I don't have
other than that, the content looks great. The new supers are. I think that's the direction
they look so awesome.
They should have gone in. Maybe sooner, maybe at launch. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah,
so
totally. Yep.
I'm happy with that. I am so stoked for the ability to become Emperor Palpatine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Does it look amazing?
And even the Void Bow looks like
I'm
impressive.
So excited about the Void Bow.
So
thing looks. I mean, it's not going to be a Nova Bomb, that's for sure. Judging by the actual footage that we've seen so far, it looks like it does damage on impact, and then it ties enemies down in an area.
Yeah, that's great because it's a support class, and that's support classes have been kind of lacking that in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Titan and the Warlock both now have supers that can compete with like Gunslinger and Blade Dancer.
Right.
Which is awesome. Like that's exactly what they need to do. Now, no matter what class you pick, you can run around in the Crucible and just destroy people mobily, as opposed to having like a panic button.
No, I like the hammer, whatever, the Sunbro.
They're calling it Sunbreaker, which is a little weird. I don't know why they call it Sunbreaker.
Right. Well, I think it has. I mean, so from what I picked up of it, is you're going to be doing like a quest line to get that super.
Yeah. Yep. So, it looks like it. Like all 3 of them, you have to do a quest to unlock the third
and
class.
The Hunter one is kind of interesting because you see him picking it up from a Warlock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. I didn't pick that up. Yeah.
So it's like a Warlock is holding some kind of void ability in his hand, and if you read the lore, Hunters kind of stole the ability to blink from Warlocks.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So it kind of plays into that a little bit more that the Hunters are that utility class in a way.
Yeah.
They're using whatever they can to get the best advantage on their opponents. And I don't want to say thieves, but
it's so funny that you're like, I'm not that good at lore. Sort of know it, but anyways, dropping knowledge bombs.
You got to pick up on this. I could be wrong though. I could, that could just be a completely wrong statement. But I have a feeling that's the direction they wanted to go in with that.
It's really cool. Yeah, I did not notice that he picked it up off of a Warlock, so that's really cool.
It may not be Warlock. It kind of looked like one.
Looked like a Warlock. Yeah.
It looked like a little Warlock laying dead on the ground. So, there's always that question in the beginning of sort of the entire thing, like why are they called the Hunters? Like who do they hunt?
Right, yeah.
Were they hunting Warlocks before? Warlocks were sort of a good guy. Maybe Warlocks in the beginning before they became full Guardians, they were not good guys.
Right. Yeah.
And Hunters were asked to sort of hunt them down.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's interesting.
There's a lot there that sort of can be pushed upon.
Yeah, oh yeah, tons.
I'm definitely looking forward to
you also notice that it looks like each one of the classes get their new super in different areas too.
That's true. Yeah, so
it might be separate story missions per class.
Yeah, I hope so because the Titan is for sure Mercury.
Yeah, it looks like he's on Burning Shrine.
Yeah, Burning Shrine.
Like the background looks like it, or maybe the lighthouse or whatever.
Well, yeah, he's definitely there for that. I didn't see where the Warlock got his.
I didn't see that.
I don't know where lightning's really prevalent in the game besides Earth. Maybe Venus.
Interesting. Yeah.
So. That'll be sort of interesting how they tie it in, and then I don't know where I think maybe Venus again for the Hunter, but But I'm stoked, man. I was kind of like I'm not sure.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah.
It's great time to be invested in Destiny.
It's very true. Yeah, I mean, it gets better and better all the time, and there's a less of a time span to wait for this one.
Yeah.
Not waiting, 6 months. We're waiting 3 at most.
Yeah.
Two and a half.
What do you think of that, actually? What do you think about how, like, suddenly we're playing House of Wolves, and then a month later, boom, all this new content is coming?
Well, I think it's one of two things. Either Activision has seen the ROI and they want to invest a lot more in Bungie, or Bungie see the ROI. They know that they can sort of expand their staff and get more and more people on board. You've sort of seen them kind of cloak and dagger expand their writing department. So I definitely think what they're doing is just expanding their staff. They know they need more people on board to shovel out content, good quality content, so that you and I, the consumer, can play as much as possible without it getting bored and stale.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm stoked, man.
Look at this. Look at that, dude. Look at a little chess piece. Ooh, 180 on it. 180 strength roll. It's not bad.
That's good, right? Isn't that some of the highest you can go, right?
Is that max?
I think that might
roll?
be.
That might be.
Look at you,
Awesome.
Tap. Just walking away with the goodness.
Look at you carrying me with the doubling my kills. I blame it on your Nova Bomb.
Nova Bomb, the Shatter Grenade tracking. I do a lot of theory crafting on skill trees and everything.
There you go. There it is. All right, guys. I think that is the first episode of a collaborative Nightfall solo. What do you think? Yeah?
I enjoyed it. Thank you for bringing me aboard.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely. Thank you, Wally. Thanks for joining. And I will see you guys next time.